Hey there, welcome back, friends. Currently, in our application, we have two resources, brands and product. We also have this demo.java file where we are making use of some of the useful annotation. We are also displaying some header value, some cookie value. As of now, header value and cookie value is null. But the most important thing is the major classes, major resources are brands and products. And when it comes to brands, we have also implemented the post, put and delete methods, right? So we can actually add a entity into the database using this particular method, which is nice. So now let us move into Postman, and in here, if we perform a get operation, we will get a response, right? So there are like couple of brands in here. One of the dummy brand is this brand 1. So let me add a yet another brand and let us check what happens. Take a note on the status code, right? So in here, we will convert the method to post, and we will add in some raw information. In the raw information, we will add in a new brand, and take a note of it that the brand ID is auto-generated value, right? Let me also show you Workbench real quick. All right. So in the table structure, we have marked brand ID as a auto incremented value. As a result, only adding the brand name is good enough. Meanwhile, when Workbench is starting up, let us quickly add in a header. Header would be content type and content would be application/JSON. All right, so JSON is good. Everything is good. Let me also show you Workbench real quick. It is taking some time, little more time than usual. Here we go. And if we check the structure of the table, brand structure. So this table, brands table, have two columns. First column is brand ID, and as we can easily see, this is a auto incremented value. The value is automatically generated. Take a note of it. We will come back to this point in a minute. All right. So in here, if for example, we try to add the information, then what happens is in the background, we get information added in the database. Let me show you. So if I check the data in the database, definitely brand 2 has been added with ID 23. 23 ID is auto generated. And in here, the status is 204. Definitely it's a success status code, but what does it say? It says the server successfully processed the request but is not returning any content. Now these status codes are handled by Jersey internally. For example, we don't wish to give this status code as 204. Rather, we would like to give a status code 201. 201 is a status code for creation of a new resource, right? So 201 is a better fit when we are adding some data in the database, right? So that is very important. So in here, we will try to modify the information. We will try to send a custom status code whenever we try to add some information in the database. So let us quickly navigate to our application. Now the process where we are adding the information is inside this brands.java file, which is a resource. And here is the method. Now friends, if we check this method is returning nothing. The return type is void, right? And using this service, we are adding the information in the database. So first thing first, we need to return a response in order to modify the existing default mechanism by Jersey. So in here, the return type would be response. All right. And let me also show you the package. In here, we will make use of this particular package, which is javax.ws.rs.core. All right. And definitely we need to also return by adding the return statement. So let me quickly do that. Let me stop the web server. All right. So in here, it would be like return response. Now friends, this response is nothing but a static object. So we can directly use it. So it would be like response dot. In here, if I show you, there are like multiple things. One of the method is the status. So in here, we will make use of a status, and this status receives a int parameter. Now we can either make use of the number directly. For example, we can directly add in 201, or we can make use of a enumeration. So in here it would be like status dot, here we go. So there is a huge list. We have this enumerated list, and if I show you, one of the value would be created. This particular enumeration is nothing but 201, I suppose, and this will show that a resource has been created. Alright, so this looks good. Now friends, this particular method response object receives a builder mechanism, builder pattern. So now once we have set the status, we can like simply build this particular response and return the response. And that's it, I suppose. And in fact, we have missed one small little thing. This method is returning something, returning a response. As a result, we must use response annotation. So simply copy this part, paste it in here. Now, if we check the producer's annotation, we are giving the media type as JSON. So take a note of it. As of now, we are not generating anything, but if we generate anything, the data must get converted into JSON format. So first of all, let me quickly run this application and show you how it will run, and then I will again show you a couple of more interesting things related to producer's annotation. Alright, so the application is up and running. Let us quickly navigate to Postman, and let us try to add some additional information. And if you guys remember, previously the return type was what? It was 204, and this time we have explicitly created a response type, which is, let me show you, which is created, right? So in here we are taking help of this created response type, and if I hover upon this, it's 201. Alright, and here we go. So the status is 201. We were successful in overriding the status, and there is nothing as a body. Now we can also do one small little thing. We can add an entity with the response. So in here, what we can do is we can add entity again. So using this builder pattern, we can also add an entity. This entity could be of any type, but a compatible type based on the producer's annotation. As of now, we are producing JSON, and if we directly send in the brand object, we would be able to convert the object into JSON. But for example, in here, we would like to simply return a message, a text message. Here we go. In that case, we can also add in some text in here. For example, we add in OK, which is perfectly okay. Alright, so let us wait till the context is reloaded. It will take a couple of seconds. Alright, let us navigate to Postman. Let us add a yet another resource. It will take a couple of seconds. And here we go. The output is okay. The status is 201, which is again nice. And if we check the entire list, then we would be able to see that there are like multiple brands which are added. Now there are like gaps in brand ID because I have tested the application a couple of times, and this value is auto generated. Alright, so everything is good, and we are able to override the default status, and things looks good, right? So we are able to override the status, and we are also sending in a custom value which is okay as the response. Alright, so this is nice, this is good. And in our next video, we will check a couple of more interesting things related to status itself. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day and take care.